Andiamo.
Well, good evening, everybody. What a great evening we're going to have tonight. But this is official Township Council meeting for June 16th, 2022. Starting time 7 o'clock. Please stand for a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. For our service personnel overseas, our military personnel who never came back, and also our men and women in blue. And also, Lisa Strong lost her sister. She's Public Works, if you ever call for potholes or snow plowing. So attention on that. And also, Edgeley lost one of their volunteers. It was David Widman, 25 years old, the other night in a motorcycle accident. So thoughts and prayers with the families.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. We're honored tonight to have our police officers in the back again. We're going to be promoting detectives. And also tonight, recognition, we have President of Bristol Borough, Ralph DiGiuseppe, is here tonight in the audience. He's going to learn some things from me. I learned some things from him. So anyway, little humor for tonight. Right now we need a roll call. I am here.
Vice President Murphy.
I am present as well.
Mr. Antonello.
Here.
Ms. Dunlap.
Here.
Ms. Wagner.
Present.
Mr. Glasson.
Present.
Mr. Blaylock.
Here.
Thank you. Monthly reports are available for review in the Township Manager's office. Public comments will be taken on land development and official action items. General comments will be taken during opportunity for residents to address council. But before we move forward, Scott, our Township Solicitor for tonight.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Prior to tonight's meeting, Bristol Township Council made an executive session where matters of personnel, litigation, and township real estate were discussed. Thank you.
Thank you. So moving along, presentations. The first on the agenda is Pico Green Region Grant Award. Hello there. Good to see you.
Now it is. There we go. There we go. Okay. Good evening, everyone, Mr. President, members of council. My name is Ted Duran. I'm PICO's External Affairs Manager here in Bucks County. It's good to see you and good to know that the lights are on, so my job is partially done anyway for this evening. So I'm here this evening. I know that earlier this year, the actual money transpired between ourselves and the township for your Green Region grant program, but I'm here tonight to publicly acknowledge the work that the township has done in putting forth their efforts for conservation of open space and park development. I know for a number of years the township's been very active in doing so, and we thought it would be appropriate tonight for me to come and just officially acknowledge the work that you're doing. I want to step back for just a second and talk a little bit about Green Region. PICO began its Green Region program back in 2004, and the objective of the program is to recognize the work that municipalities do throughout our service territory in conserving open space, developing parks, and conservation activities. And since 2004, we have actually awarded $2.6 million in grants to local municipalities throughout our service territory. We have preserved, with the help, obviously, of those municipalities, over 400 acres of open space, created 50 miles of trails, and we have supported 14,000 trees being planted throughout our service territory. So it is a really robust program. As I said, I've observed your efforts here in the township for a number of years. Actually, It's a little bit of deja vu. I started my career back in 1977, and one of my firm's clients was Bristol Township at the time, and we did some planning work for you at that time. So it's, in a way, it's coming home a little bit for me, and I appreciate the chance to be here. So if you would indulge me, I'd like to get all of you out in front of the dais so that we can make the presentation.
No.
Okay, so we have a photographer here from Pico, and we'll make sure that you get copies of the photograph. So if you'll join me, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
You're more important.
Yeah, I'll set it up and then I'll take some of you. Okay, I'm gonna take a whole bunch and then Randy will take some, okay. The boss. Okay. Just want to make sure I can see the, I want to make sure I can see the check. Check is good. Okay, good. Okay, I'll do one more. Okay, and then two.
Ted, do you have the Burroughs check in the car?
Yeah, I'll see you afterwards.
Don't be moving in our money, Ralph.
That's right, Ralph. Back to Bristol Borough. You're going to send you.
With him tomorrow morning.
We just want to thank PICO. We appreciate you investing in Bristol Township with the grants, and it's another partnership to help move the township forward. Thank you.
And President Bowen, if I could just explain what our grant application was for. It just so, thank you, Ted. It's just also for tree planting. We're going to enhance the buffer along Bristol-Oxford Valley Road and the evergreen buffer along Bristol-Oxford Valley Road. We're going to be planting more trees along the path and along buffer.
Next, we have the East Coast Greenway status update. Pennsylvania Environmental Council, Heritage Conservancy. Oh, forgot to turn my microphone. Hello there.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Is the green button on, sir?
Green button? Yes.
Okay,
green.
just making sure.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hi. Just going to get the presentation up here, but in the meantime, we'll just do a quick round of introductions. So I'm Zhenya Naliwaco, Z, much easier. I work for the Pennsylvania Environmental Council. Actually, Mr. Bowen, I believe you know my boss, Patrick Starr.
Yes.
From, maybe 2019 when all this started to kick
Yes.
off, so.
Yep, getting the trails going and all. Yep.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Emily Pasquitz.
Emily, come on up. Come on.
Hi, I'm Emily Pasquitz. I work for Gilmore & Associates, and I'm tangentially related as one of the consultants on the comprehensive parks, recreation, open space, greenways, and trails plan.
Okay, great.
So, partners.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Chris Kern. I'm with Heritage Conservancy, and we've been partnering with Peck and Gilmore in the township for a few years now on the trail. We are also the owners of Croydon Woods Nature Preserve here in Bristol Township, right by Keystone Elementary School.
Okay, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
So if I press this button, will that do anything with the slides, or? Okay, so I won't do that. Okay, so just to kick things off, we'll just do a quick overview of exactly what we're looking at.
There is some people, some residents watching now that maybe just moved in, so that'd be great.
Yeah,
Go over.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks everyone for taking the time to go through this with us. So this project has been, as you know, a few years in the making. The project that we are looking at currently right now is sort of that blue dashed line at the bottom, beginning at Cedar Ave and River Road up to roughly where that box that says rail line along Old Route 13. At that point, there's actually a concept study that Gilmore and Associates did a couple years back that would take the trail from where this design study is into the borough. So that's sort of the, and the entirety of the trail is along River Road. So that's where we're getting the name River Road Trail. And this is it's a little bit hard to see, but this is the concept study that Gilmore and Associates did for that transition closer to not quite the borough, but where the towpath picks up, the D&L Canal. So to give everyone a little bit more of a background of how this project got to where it is, so back in 2020, actually Pennsylvania Environmental Council helped Bristol Township apply for a regional trails program grant from DVRPC, which was successful, and that was $50,000. That plus a $41,000, $82,000 with match C2P2 grant from DCNR was going to fund the Comprehensive Parks, Rec, and Open Space Plan that Emily just talked about, and the East Coast Greenway was going to be a part of that. So it was going to be sort of one giant project that covered both of those updates. Then in 2021, there were some discussions about the East Coast Greenway and how it fit into that CPROS planning process, and it was kind of decided, well, you know, these two things might be better off as separate entities so that both could receive, you know, full attention and get more, you know, bang for your buck. So in 2022, where we currently sit, is the CPROS plan is being funded by that C2P2 grant, and the ECG Design and Engineering is being funded by the $50,000 RTP grant from DVRPC, plus $50,000 from Heritage Conservancy CZM grant that they had. So I know that's all very confusing, and apologies for throwing all those numbers at everyone, but yeah, no, you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, so just to get that out of the way, so we can hit the next slide. Yeah, exactly. So where things currently stand, design and engineering has just kicked off. Michael Baker, who is the contracted consultant for this project, just got the field surveys back. So they're just waiting on a little bit more AutoCAD work to actually begin some designing. But we are in the process of planning some community outreach and events. I'm going to let Chris speak a little bit more to that. Let me hit the next slide there.
Thank you, Z. And really one of our priorities at this point in the project is building awareness for the trail. And we really see our key partners being the township in a lead role, having the most contact with its constituents, whether they be residents, folks that work here, own businesses, our neighbors at Bristol Borough, and just really want to take a moment to thank you for the support you've given so far. Council President Bowen has been a great advocate. Randy has been very generous with her time, and while she was here, Jess Fox was a tremendous partner in this as well. So we really have some great programs and projects planned to get the word out about the trail. We are hoping that we can coordinate with the township through your website, through Facebook, to really reach the residents, build interest, and hopefully support for the trail, get them familiar with the route. We have planned some Walk It Before It's There events where we would invite special interest groups and or general public out to walk with us, get a tour, a led tour of the trail, so they have some background information. and really to continue to find out what the community is interested in and how we can meet those needs. And that's where we really are building upon this partnership with the different entities, and Gilmore is working on that through the comprehensive planning. So I'll turn it over to Emily.
Do I need to switch the slide? Oh, perfect. Thank you. So as Chris so kindly set me up, the Comprehensive Parks, Recreation, Open Space, Greenways, and Trails Plan, I know that one's a big mouthful, but CPROS for short, has sort of laid the groundwork for a lot of the public engagement work that the ECG public engagement team is going to be starting to kick off here. So just to explain where we've gotten so far, as part of the CPROS plan, we put out a public survey in February, and that was a great opportunity to include a question that informed respondents what the ECG is, sort of in an overall sense, as a trail that runs from Florida to Maine, as well as asking them if they would support a township-owned segment of the trail. So as you can see, 88% of respondents from our survey said that they would support that township-owned piece of trail, which we were pretty excited to see. And then when we had our first public meeting as part of the CPROS plan, that was another opportunity where Z got to come in, talk about what the ECG is, and sort of show that proposed River Road alignment, and sort of start spreading the word and building awareness. And all of this is to say that, sort of the overall goal of all of this public participation is to ensure that this piece of the East Coast Greenway isn't just sort of a pass-through on this massive trek between, the entire East Coast, but rather belongs to Bristol Township residents. So the goal of all of this is to really figure out what township residents are looking for, what they do and don't want to see, if they support the trail, and to really make this a trail that is by and for the residents, in addition to being a broad connector.
Thank you.
He's gonna wrap this up.
A couple more slides, and then we'll be out of your hair. So, both Steve Destrulo and Chris Stanford from Michael Baker weren't able to be here tonight, unfortunately. But I'm not gonna read all that because I don't know much more than just the bullets that it says there. But these are the tasks that they're going to begin on as far as design and engineering goes. Chris Kern and Heritage Conservancy are going to help with the easement and right-of-way outreach and process around that, anything that might be needed. And progress to date, field survey completed May 13th, so just recently. Once the AutoCAD work is in, some more engineering terms, but that's going to allow them to actually begin some of the design and figure out exactly what parcels we'll be needing to look at. And you can see there's some information about the right-of-way that's going to need to follow. So it's just a couple of quick, renderings that Michael Baker has done, and actually our friend Daniel Pascal, who also couldn't be here, who works for the East Coast Greenway Alliance, but he'll definitely be involved in that. Some ideas of what it could look like in the future. And then just a quick word on the East Coast Greenway itself. So those two folks you see there at the bottom, that's Shan and Josh. Shan is going to be the first person to run all 3,000 miles of the East Coast Greenway, and his partner Josh is following along on a bike. So they passed through Bristol the other day and got that picture snapped at Croydon Woods. And if you guys are interested, those are just some links that you can click on after and learn a little bit more about the Greenway. And as Chris mentioned before, these are just the things that we're asking for your help on, especially getting the community survey out there, because we really want to reach as many people as possible. So whatever channels or avenues would be the best to get that out to the public would be great. So that's it. We're out of your hair.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming out, and looking forward for some updates as it moves along, and hope to see you back here.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
We're going to move right along. Next is June is Men's Health Month. Lower Bucks Hospital's here. Hi, again.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me. My name is Alexis. I represent the Community Health Center at Lower Bucks Hospital, and I'm here tonight to let everyone know that June is Men's Health Month, and to remind everyone just how important it is to have routine screenings like prostate exams, colonoscopies, cholesterol checks, diabetic and depression screenings. These screenings and other screenings can help save lives, obviously. So if you haven't had an annual exam with your doctor already this year, the Community Health Center is accepting new patients. So feel free to give us a call and schedule an appointment.
And what number would you call?
That would be a good
Yeah.
thing. 215-785-9677.
Okay. And if somebody does come in, they would come in the main entrance?
Yeah, the
sign
main
in there,
entrance of the hospital.
And then you would direct them where to go?
Security would, yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Do they take walk-ins?
They do,
So there you go. You don't have to call, you can actually just stop by.
yes.
Now,
Well, thank you.
do you-
No, that's
just
good stuff.
Curious, do you have special months where you have special screenings for certain things?
No, all
No.
the time. We do
Okay.
screenings all the time.
All right, great. Okay, good. I'm glad you came out. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Next, we have concerts in the park. Hello there.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having us tonight. It's an honor to be with you. My name is Ken Kesar. I'm one of the co-producing directors at the Bristol Riverside Theater.
And I'm Amy Kesar, I'm the other one.
And I believe last year we talked to you via Zoom, so it's really an honor to be with you, standing in front of you in
Great
the
to see
same
you.
room. It's good to see you. We are back for another great summer of the William Penn Bank Summer Music Fest. We dipped our toe in the water last summer and we got 6 great concerts going. It was kind of experimental. This year, we realized we have a concept that really works, that really infuses life into the township, that brings people out and gives people a chance to have a great time listening to great music out in the park. So we're glad to be back with an even bigger summer.
And in a minute, Ken is going to talk about all the different concerts that are coming up. But before he does that, while we have the moment and we have the floor, we would be remiss not to mention the folks who have really made this all happen from the township side. Last year, for so many reasons, was kind of a crazy year, and it went shockingly smoothly because of the amazing folks that you all have working at the township. So, Jessica Fox was a huge asset last year, and we are really excited by this year's team. Randy, thank you so much for taking it over and all the support. Dana Coleman and Jair Brown were fantastic last summer, and we're excited to work with them again. Charlie Dearnley. There were some thunder and lightning storms and a few moments of not knowing which way to go, and Kevin DiPolito was amazing to have on our side. So thank you for all of the effort from the township coming to make this happen. Last year wouldn't have gone as well, and we would not be back again this year if it weren't for all of those people. So a huge shout out to them.
And I'm going to add just a shout out to William Penn Bank, who really makes this possible, especially Ken Stefan and Janine Semino, who understand the value of art and music. And, especially in a time when we're all struggling to keep our head above water, it's all for nothing if you can't come out and enjoy some music and some art. And they understand that, and they put all of their weight behind that. So thank you so much. So this year's lineup, we're bringing some really big acts to Bristol Township. We're honored to have them with us, and I know you're going to enjoy them. On July 15th, we have the Commodores here with us. The real Commodores. This is not a cover band. This is the Commodores. The next day, July 16th, we're going to have Eddie Holman opening for Russell Tompkins Jr. and the New Stylistics. So all those great sounds from the 60s coming to you from the people who wrote the music. It's going to be great. August 25th, we're back with the Indigo Girls. Really excited. That was a really hard get, and they came and wanted to be a part of this because they understand what it does for community, and they buy into this idea of community. So they're going to come out and perform for us. After that, on August 26th, we have the 70s Flashback, who came out last year. Everybody loved them. Sounds of the 70s. People got up and were dancing in front of the stage. It was an incredible night. night. And then finally, we're going to close in September 9th and 10th, with Peter Noon and Herman's Hermits, right? All those great songs. Henry VIII, I Am, Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter. There's a Kind of Hush. I mean, it's just unbelievable how many great songs they wrote. The best part of all of this is that tickets are available for residents of Bristol Township for only $10 plus a $1 service charge. I just want people to understand how that breaks down. It's $10 and a $1 service charge. So $11, that's an unbelievable price for these great acts that you're going to get to see. Those tickets are available in this building, so you can come out and get them while they last. There is a limited supply, so don't wait. Rush out, grab those tickets. It's a great value. Tickets are also available on our website at brtstage.org. And that's the lineup. So I hope you'll all come out, take advantage of it, enjoy great music, dance out in the park, have something to drink, and have a great summer.
Thanks, Ken. Great to Amy. Great to see you.
That's the first time I've ever heard Ken do the lineup without singing something from each of those bands all the way through. So
That's great.
You're lucky you missed that.
And who would think when we came in, some of us in office, 2012, when we were worried about roads, that we'd be having the Commodores at an amphitheater. So it's like, it's just a whole different, who would think, you know? And I know all our officers back there, they're going to be coming out to the Hermits and the Commodores. They'll be out there jigging, right? So anyway.
I haven't seen Hermits since
It's great for the township. Thank you so much.
1974.
Yeah, for everything, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody. Thank you.
At the Satellite
Such great
Lounge.
partners.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Great job.
Next, we have this is just a great moment. We have swearing in for new detectives. We have Patrick Kitcheman and John Jennings, and we have Chief Colton coming up, and we have the honor of tonight of Kevin Wagner, Judge Kevin Wagner. It's an honor to have you here.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Before I start, on behalf of the men and women of Bristol Township Police Department, I got to thank Council, Manager Elton, and the residents of Bristol Township for supporting and continuing supporting the Bristol Township Police Department. All right, I'd first like to call up Detective Patrick Kitcheman. Come on up here, Pat. He's rolling on up tonight.
Not undercover, right?
Pat was hired by the Bristol Township Police Department in 2015. During his tenure with the police department, Pat attained the recognition or designation as a drug recognition expert and also a crash reconstructionist as a member of the police department's traffic safety unit. Pat has also served as a field training officer, which is a very important role within the police department. Field training officers train new incoming police officers how to do policing the Bristol Township way. Pat has been serving in the capacity as acting detective since June of 2021. I know we all look forward to Detective Kitcheman gaining experience in the years to come serving the Bristol Township community. At this time, I'd like to call up his wife, Dara, to hold the Bible while Pat receives the oath of office from Judge Wagner.
Ready for this?
I hope so. All right, I'll try.
Repeat after me, please. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
that I will enforce the laws
that I will enforce the laws
of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
and the ordinances of Bristol Township,
and the ordinances of Bristol Township,
and that I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity,
integrity,
and honesty,
without consideration
to a person's race,
color,
sex, religious creed,
sexual orientation,
age,
national origin,
ancestry,
handicap,
or disability, as a detective with the Bristol Township Police Department, so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
He's hobbling away.
He's like, no photos.
Yeah, no photo shoot.
No photos, please. Oops, sorry.
The next officer I'm going to be calling up is Detective John Jennings. Come on up, John. John will be replacing, I want to make note here, we're replacing a longtime veteran detective in Tim Furman, who's retiring effective tomorrow. And so Tim leaves the department. John will step in and take his place.
That's great.
John was hired by the Bristol Township Police Department in 2016. Actually, the first person I hired, and has served in the patrol division. John qualified to become a member of the Bucks County SWAT team in 2021. John has also served as a field training officer, assisting in the training and supervision of new police officers. Again, I'd like to say we look forward to Detective Jennings performing his investigative duties with excellence, serving the Bristol Township community for many years to come. I'd like to call up his wife, Miranda, to hold the Bible while Judge Wagner provides the oath of office.
Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support,
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will enforce the laws
I will enforce the laws
of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania
of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania
and the ordinances of Bristol Township,
and the ordinances of Bristol Township,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity,
with fidelity,
integrity,
and
honesty, without consideration to a person's race, color, sex, religious creed, sexual orientation, age, national origin, ancestry, handicap, or disability, as a detective with the Bristol Township Police Department.
as a detective with the Bristol Township Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, John. Pretty good. Again, thank you very much for your support.
Thank you.
And we appreciate
Thank you for
everything that
all.
you do for us. I'd like to recognize the officers that were here in attendance tonight.
Yes.
To watch their fellow officers
Yes, that's
promotion
great.
to detective.
Yes. And I just was curious, was Detective Jennings going to be a radio disc jockey at one point? Because he's got that voice, that radio voice. No, okay. I thought maybe you were doing the weather or something, action news. That wasn't. Okay. Thank you. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
All right, moving along. We're doing pretty good here. Public hearings and ordinances. We have an ordinance of the Township of Bristol amending Section 191-24, Chapter 191, Vehicles and Traffic of the Bristol Township Code of Ordinances, Schedule 15, 191-79, to authorize parking prohibited at all times, consideration to take appropriate action. And the name of the street location is Marie Low Drive, east between 1210 and 1244 Marie Low Drive.
Thank you. I can just explain this. We had a request to have the east side of Murillo Drive signed no parking. It's hard to get down the street when two cars are parked on both sides of the street, and it's along the side of the park.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Cindy Murphy.
I'll second it.
Second by who? We'll give it Marcia Dunlap. On that motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next, we have an ordinance of the Township of Bristol amending Section 191-43, Chapter 191, Vehicles and Traffic of Bristol Township Code of Ordinances, Schedule 20, 191-84, to authorize districts designated for parking permits. Consideration, take appropriate action. And the name of the street is Newportville Road East at all times, from Hillary Avenue to 726. What's that? Ray has that.
Wait a
We
minute.
have a motion by Ray Blaylock. Second by Joe Glasson. On the motion, is there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Was this the issue that we were talking about at the last meeting? Just want to
Yes.
clarify that this is the action that we're taking,
Yes.
and I'm good to go.
Okay, good. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. In order to the Township of Bristol amending Section 191-30 and 191-44 of Chapter 191 Vehicles and Traffic of Bristol Township Code of Ordinance to authorize violations and penalties to increase to $1,000. Consideration, take appropriate action. I'll make that motion. Motion by Patrick Antonello. Second by Sidney Murphy. On that motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.
Just so everybody knows, that's going up from $25.
Yeah,
It's
we got it.
ridiculous.
Maybe that'll move some trailers, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Next, we have the consent agenda. I'm going to go right through A, B, C, D, and E. We have consideration approval of voucher list and requisition dated June 16, 2022, in an amount of $3,384,247.87. Consider approval of May 19, 2022 council meeting minutes. Consider resolution approving amendment 401K profit sharing plan trust to the Bristol Township Employee Saving and Protection Plan. Consider resolution for an official sewage facilities planning module for Woodland Road subdivision, tax number 05-008-144-001 and 05-008-596, and consider appointment of Amy, I can't pronounce her last name. Seifert? Huh? Okay. Consideration employment of Amy Seifert as council secretary. We need a motion on the consent agenda.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Marion Wagner,
I'll second it.
second by Marcia Dunlap. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next, we have a report from Township Manager.
Thank you, President Bowen. I have a few updates. As it's been alluded to a couple times tonight, we have our Parks and Rec Director, Jessica Fox, she had sent in a resignation, and she has taken a position elsewhere. And we have a new Park and Rec Director starting on Monday, Brian Morris. He comes from East Norriton Township, so we will introduce him at the next meeting, and we look forward to having a new person at the helm of the department. I will have to say that I would like to thank all of staff who has stepped up during this time while we've been down a couple of key roles, and everybody's been wonderful and helping out with all the additional roles. Our camp starts on Monday, so Jair has been very busy, and he's been great and helping out, especially with additional questions that I've had that I didn't have to know before, and now I'm learning. I do have a spray park update. I know a lot of people have been asking. Charlie Durnley, our Public Works Director, has been amazing at helping out with the spray park. I'm going to read a little bit of his email giving me an update of what has happened. I know we had posted a couple weeks ago that we had, the motor came in, the motor had failed, and it had taken almost a year to get a replacement motor, which people thought was ridiculous, but these are the facts. The fact that it had failed several times, the manufacturer had took it upon them, it was out of warranty, they replaced it, no cost to the township, because it had failed a couple of times, I believe, and they didn't know why. Some of these items that are failing, that the manufacturers doesn't understand why either, they are replacing it outside of warranty for no cost to the township. Everything was running smoothly the other day when we went to do a test run, He said initial startup went good, and then the automatic chlorinator, which adds the chlorine to the acid and pH level, wouldn't calibrate, so we had to order a new one and receive the probes, and that should resolve the issue. After running the park for a day and a half, we lost pressure. It turned out the rain diverter valve, which stays closed during operation and automatically opens when the park is not in use, turned out to be stuck in the open position. So our 3,000 gallons of water for the spray park went down the drain. No pun intended, it just went away. A new actuator to turn the to auto turn valve was ordered, and that is still on its way. This valve isn't under warranty, but they're going to cover it anyway. So this is another thing that General Rec has been, because this is unheard of that this shouldn't have broken either. So they've been covering a lot of items that have been out of warranty, and this part is $1,200. So we thank Will from Gen Rec. I do have to give a big shout out to Bill Umbrico from our Public Works Department, because he's been out there every day helping and manufacturing different tools and going below grade, and he sees things, three steps ahead, and he's pretty amazing with everything that he can do, and he's really been helping Charlie, and all of us feel a lot better of all the issues that are trying to get resolved. So we also have a bad foot valve, which is holding the park from opening. That just got replaced today, and we ordered a couple of spares. And so what we are going to be doing tomorrow is running the park to see that it opens, that it starts up fine. We have a person coming in that is going to be a spray park attendant, and that's going to help us out, because what we have are, unfortunately, people that are not bringing their kids in swimmy diapers. That has a major effect on the water and the situation with the skimmers and the chlorine and just the cleaning of the water. It's a very intricate system with 99 nozzles and spray heads. I think we all have learned more than we ever intended to learn with the spray park. It's been an intricate design. We're still learning. We've learned that a spray park can take anywhere between 1 to 3 years to really get the nuts and bolts out of, really getting to know the design. So, we're still there. We're muddling through, but between Charlie and Bill Umbrico and John Gills, who's coming on board, they are the calm in the storm. So I think we're going to be okay, and we look forward to hopefully opening midweek next week, and just continuing to muddle through.
And one of the things, we're going to have spare parts on hand.
Correct.
So that'll make a difference.
Big difference.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh,
And
go
an
ahead.
important piece is swimmy diapers and swim shoes.
Correct.
That's
Swim
what I was-
diapers and swim shoes.
So, and
Yeah,
I just want to
that's-
say, so we hear, you see on Facebook or on Park, and you say that government can't do anything, blah, blah, blah. Listen, truthfully, there was times when I'm like, I don't know why we did a spray park. Let's just get some sprinklers and a couple garden hoses. And it was the state of the art. Of course, it was environmental, where the water would get recycled. One of the problems, because the people come in with diapers and the fibers disintegrate and they go into the filters, and it's not made for that. So there is times when I wish we didn't do it, but it's there, and we're gonna chip away, and we have personnel coming in, and we're gonna have spare parts on hand, and I hope it'll be a good thing. I would recommend to Ralph DiGiuseppe's here, I wouldn't do a spray park. I would suggest putting boat docks in, all right? And then you could take them out in the winter.
Terrific
And if they float
idea.
down to Delaware, it is what it is.
I
Yes.
just want to clarify for anybody that is listening. Their children must be in some type of swim
Diapers.
diaper.
Correct.
Not regular diapers, Pampers, anything of that. And the attendant will ask you to leave if you're not appropriately attired. Is that
Change.
correct?
We have bathrooms, you can change
Or
your
you can
child
change.
into a swim diaper.
Will we be selling swim diapers?
We will not be selling.
Whoa, back it down.
Wait, no, I'm just, kiosk, machine, that's what I'm saying. A machine, you get,
We will not be selling swim diapers.
we should look into that.
We have enough.
Because we're spending a lot of money on this thing, and maybe we could recoup some cost if we had the swim diapers in a vending machine. No?
Is there anything for
Yeah.
the manager's report?
There are more things.
Okay.
So tomorrow resumes Fire Truck Fridays, where our fire department will be out from 1 to 3 over at the park. It's a great thing. Our firefighters and fire marshal love for the kids to come out. They're very sensory oriented for any children that have any sensory issues, so it's great. Indian Creek Park, the basketball court is going to be refurbished, and the play equipment has been ordered, and that's backlogged. We had hoped it would be able to be installed in August. I'm hearing it might even be October now, just the way of the world. Winder Drive, we had another sewer main break again today on the other part of Winder Drive. Just to let you know, the things that we've been doing with our sewer system, with our infrastructure to date for our gravity pipe, 52,000 feet of 8-inch to 12-inch gravity pipe has been televised and from that televised pipe, 7,600 feet of pipe requires slip lining, repairs manhole to manhole, and 250 feet of pipe need replacing. And now we're going to go to the larger pipe over 12 feet, 12 inches. So we're working our way through the system, and then we're working our way through the repairs. And then the last issue that I just wanted to touch base on is we, at our last event at the park, we had a touch truck event, which was a wonderful event, very, very well attended. We were not able to secure our license agreement with PICO prior to that. Now we have a secured agreement for overflow parking for underneath the PICO transmission tower lines over on Bath Road. So that will alleviate some of the parking, and when we have that, we will also have fire police to be able to park people under the transmission lines and then cross people from Bath Road. I know there wasn't enough fire police, and we had some people concerned about the crossing from Bath Road because there was residents parking in the neighborhood, and then there was kids crossing Bath Road, and there was nobody. It was a dangerous situation. So we did have some residents write letters, or one resident write a letter, and some were concerned, and some have reached out to Tina Davis's office and asking about sidewalks on Bath Road, and they're going to look into a grant, and we'll see if they can fund that with engineering and et cetera. So, but we do have overflow parking, and that'll be helpful for the concerts and our events.
Great.
That is all. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you, Township Manager Randy Alton. Scott.
Thank you. Hello again, Council. Before you tonight, there are 3 items to highlight. There are 2 residential subdivision applications coming before you. Both are ready to go. They're pretty simple ones, but the third item is your last item D, tax appeal settlement for Exeter 3001 Frost LLC. This is one that was filed by the school district, so it was a reverse tax appeal, so that means the assessment's going up. It was currently assessed at around $900,000. They came to an agreement with the school district for about $1.1 million. So we're talking about a 22 to 23% increase in assessed value, which will relay for the taxes for this year and going forward.
Yeah, that'll be great, and that'll help the schools not have to raise taxes again. That'll be great.
Yes, the school district has done a great job in
Yeah.
following along with
I think
our
they got a
development work.
$42 million surplus right now.
Wonderful.
That's pretty good.
Shocking.
So, and that
Great.
is all we have.
Okay, great. Thank you. Next, we have new business. This is for land development. We have application of Joseph Taisley, 1809 Pennsylvania Avenue, Croydon, PA, requesting preliminary and final subdivision approval in order to construct 2 single-family dwellings on a property located at 715 Wyoming Avenue, Croydon, PA, tax parcel 512-202, and an R3 residential zone district.
Good evening.
Oh, Mr.
How
Young,
are
how
you?
you doing?
Would you please identify yourself, sir? Yes.
Larry Young, and I have my swimmy diapers on.
Now, I just want to know, I know you're presenting this land development. Do you still have your engineering certificate?
I forgot about it.
Now, for people at home, or especially tuned in, Larry Young used to be our township engineer, decided to leave, and then that's how we ended up with Mr. Schroeder, nickname Alfalfa. So, all right, Larry, bring it on. What do we got?
Here's what we got. We have a lot. It's in the R3 district. It's 5,000 square foot requirement, 50-foot wide requirement. There's an existing house. If you go to the second sheet, there's one existing house on it. It's non-conforming because it's too close to the roadway. It sticks into the front yard. Mr. Tazy is the property owner, and he wants to demolish the existing house and the stone driveway. The lot's around just over 11,000 square feet, and he wants to create 2 lots, 2 building lots, each containing a single-family dwelling, a 1-car garage, 2-car driveway, and there's a stormwater system in the front yards for each of them to handle the runoff, surface runoff from the impervious surface. Both lots meet the zoning requirements in that district. We received a resolution a couple days ago from your township solicitor, and we read through it, and we have no problems agreeing to the conditions within the resolution.
R3 is
5,000 square feet.
5,000.
Yeah.
And
This is a little over 11,000, so
Cut in half.
each lot's about 5,600 or 5,200
Okay, so
when
you're
you
actually
take
over
away
the-
the right-of-way.
the zoning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One question, so the stormwater management is going to be in the front of the house?
Yes.
You're going to be?
Yes.
Is it
The
underground?
lot, yeah, it's underground. The lot drains from back to front,
Okay.
so
And all the
from the
rain
rear
gutters, the leaders are all going to go
are
into that pit
connected
too?
to it.
Okay.
Yeah. And it has a very fast perk rate to perk the
Does it?
water into the
There?
ground. Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of Croydon does at that point, so.
Okay.
So,
All right, so we need it's just pretty much simple subdivision. We need,
Any comments from Kurt on
Yes.
this? Okay, I'll make that motion.
motion by Patrick Antonella,
I'll second it, Chris.
second by Joe Glasson. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Good luck.
thank you.
It's been a while, Mr. Young. Next, we have application of Ralph D. Giuseppe, 518 Lafayette Street, Bristol, PA, requesting preliminary and final subdivision and land development approval in order to subdivide the property into 8 lots and construct 6 single-family dwellings located at 3017 Bath Road, Bristol, tax parcel number 5-24-99, and an R1 residential zone district. Do we have an engineer or attorney? Okay. Yes.
My name's Rick Stoneback with Shoemaker
Is that,
Engineers.
is that green button on? Because I
Yes.
can't hear Rich. Okay.
Okay. You hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So what do we got? We got 8 lots.
We have 2.2 acres, 8 lots. 2 of the lots are owned by the current owner who's selling to Ralph DiGiuseppe, and he's keeping the 2 lots on Green Street where his house is and his garage. My understanding is he's probably going to build a new home on the garage lot.
Okay.
And then the other lots are 10,000 square foot lots with public sewer. That dark line that shows up through the middle of the plan is really a sanitary sewer easement that we've highlighted on our plans, but doesn't graphically project well.
So even with that easement, you still have 10,000 square foot lots?
Correct.
Okay.
And 4 take access to Bath, 1 or 2 to Green, or 2 to Century on this side. All the lots, public sewer, public water, and similar to Larry Young's project, stormwater is handled by infiltration beds on each lot. We collect the roof drains, and we also put trench drains on the driveway to pick up the driveway.
Okay.
So
Great. So I know there's like a big hub there for sewer?
There's
Well-
4,
Yeah.
3 sewers that
So there's
intertwine.
3 sewers
There's Lower Bucks Joint.
right there, right? Lower
there's
Bucks Joint?
Falls, and there's Bristol Township.
So it goes to the,
So we're
sewer-
going,
Fergusonville.
out to Century, and we're gonna take it to Bristol Township,
we're,
which we already got.
we'll be taking the
You'll be
sewage.
taking all the sewer.
correct.
And
Yeah,
we
he
already-
applied for
Yeah.
the ADUs and paid the
Good.
application
already
fees.
paid for all the sewers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're doing good now. All right.
That's why he's coming here, and we're the easiest to deal with.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, should we pass this?
I'll make a motion.
All right.
I'll second it.
All right, we got him. Is that Ray?
That's me.
Oh.
Ray,
Wow,
good to
hello.
see you. So we have a motion by Sidney Murphy and the guy down at the end, Ray Blaylock, it is, councilman. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming. So on that motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Congratulations.
Thanks for
Thank you.
investing
Thanks for
in Bristol
building.
Township.
Yes, good to see
They're
you.
the words.
I just, first of all, I want to thank everybody for approving this. It's been a 2-year project to get here. But I can guarantee you one thing, when I leave the township, everybody here will be happy with the project. I could promise you that. I don't do anything unless it's done right.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
we know your work.
We appreciate that.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
saying
Thank
that,
you.
Ralph. We have faith.
Yep,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Ralph, good to see you.
I was gonna say.
I can't hide, Randy.
Sure. We're recommending the award tonight to Ocean Construction in the amount of $348,550. Yeah, that's the Jersey company. We haven't worked with before.
That's what I thought, brand new, right?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cindy Murphy,
I'll second.
second by Patrick Antonello on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And last here is tax assessment appeal settlement stipulation for exterior 3001 for us LLC, tax parcel number 5-19-78-10. Consideration, take action.
Yeah,
Kinda know
I
what's
already
about.
explained this one. It was
Yep.
just a reverse tax appeal. So
Yep.
It's all ready for your.
Yep.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello.
I'll second it.
Second by Joe Glasson on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, we have other business. Is there any other business? No other business. Comments from council members?
I-
Go ahead.
All I want to do is remind, I want to reinforce the concert series at the park.
Yep.
Get your tickets, they're going fast. A couple of those shows are almost sold out, I'm told, right? Randy?
Not
Yeah?
yet.
Okay,
It's
good enough.
getting
They're going fast. Go with that one.
I'm staying with that. You do know you have to bring your own chair.
Yes. I have a comment. Even though it's outside our Bristol Township, it's in Middletown. There's a car show Saturday up on Bellevue Avenue. it benefits the business community. It's up by the Langhorne Hotel. And then I'm part of a car show at the Irish Rover. I belong to Bucks County Community Foundation. We raise money for veterans. We raise money for scholarships. And that, again, that's at the Irish Rover on Sunday. That's Father's Day. And again, I want to wish all the fathers really happy Father's Day, especially for all the things the fathers do to help bring our children up in this crazy world. So that's all I have to say. Anybody else before we go to the next one? Next, we have opportunity for residents to address council. I don't have the list. Is there? Nope. Okay. All right, and next on that is an adjournment of the council meeting. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Joe Glasson, second by Ray Blaylock, and all in favor? Aye. Thank you, everybody. Have a great Father's Day, and we'll see you in a few weeks.